Welcome back. Clown Friends of Cards here with Wilbur Cobb.
Ever tell you how we made that deck?
Many hours of frogs and monarchs and
Gears and
lads,
ghost tricks and
varnish, crap?
No!
Oh, okay.
Walter Lance! No good son of a bus driver.
Who needs a live studio audience?
We're funny enough for all of them.
Yeah, I'm hilarious. You start off with 1 gigabyte token, good for any gigabyte purchase. Then you got 1 treeborn frog. By the way, these are sea lancer frogs. I forgot to mention that.
I'm pretty sure they'll tell by the title of this video.
I'm not putting that as the title.
What the fuck are you gonna put?
Post-brand waffle cereal.
The deck profile?
Yeah. Okay, so we got 1 treeborn. You only need 1 in this deck. Running more than 1 is greedy. Don't be greedy.
If you run more than 1, you can dead draw them constantly.
Yeah, that's shitty. Unless you're running 6 swap frogs, then it doesn't matter.
Soap's the toad.
3 swap frogs. This is your main engine of getting things to the graveyard, like treeborn. You throw a frog away, or a sea lancer if you're really desperate. It's a sad day when that happens, but it does happen. Or Mobius. Special him. Whenever you summon, throw a frog to the graveyard. This is just how your plays start. This is how you get your plays going. Great card. It's a really fun deck. 3 dupes. Rodent Totem Fodder. He's a floater. Set him. He dies. Grab a swap frog. Grab whatever you need.
Would also like to mention to the folks at home, he's wearing a little hat.
Yes, his hat is cool. But that's not as cool.
His effect also triggers when he's detached off of Sea Lancer.
Oh, yes. That's also very notable. Yes, him and Poison Draw both get their effects when they're taken off of Sea Lancer, and that's just extra bonus. It's awesome. But his little hat is no comparison then to a toad with a toy sword. Rodent Totem, get him in the grave, you banish a frog, you throw him out there. He is now tribute food, he is gotchi food, he is everything's food. Great card. This might honestly be my favorite card in the deck right now. Just based on card art and effect. 2 Poison Draw Frog. He's good. He's just pitch, swap frog, banish, Rodent Totem, things like that. You equipped him to Sea Lancer. If he gets knocked off, you draw a card.
And I'll bring it up when you talk about Sea Lancer because there's really cool. There's really cool interaction with Sea Lancer and Rodent Totem.
Speak of the devil.
Oh shit!
Sea Lancer, main card of the deck.
That's my horse.
Yeah, he is the horse. Tribute for him. You can grab any amount of aqua, fish, or sea serpent cards from your banish zone. Equip them to him. He gains 1,000, and whenever he would die, you just knock one of them off to the graveyard. This is what we were talking about earlier, where Poison Draw and Dupe get their effects. He's also very good because when you run Mega Mobius, he's that 1 tribute aqua monster that causes Mega Mobius to go overdrive and Night Beam through your opponent's things.
Also, cool interaction with him and Rodent Totem. So the way that Rodent Totem works is that you have to banish your aquas because all the frogs are aquas. You banish them out of your graveyard to summon out Rodent Totem, and then you can tribute off the Rodent Totems to put them back in the grave for Sea Lancer. You equip all the shit that you banish, and then when they fall off Lancer, they're back in the grave to banish for Rodent Totem again.
It's a vicious cycle that your opponent will learn to hate.
And everyone else will learn to love.
Yes, I love it. We got 1 Jinzo.
He'll eat about anything as long as it's easy to swallow.
Exactly. And stop any traps as long as they're not counters.
Yeah.
Very good card. This deck runs no traps, so there's really no disadvantage to running him. 1 tribute, your opponent can't stop him unless they Solemn Warning him, which at that point they've used up their 1 Solemn Warning, and they're in pretty deep shit. Very good card. 2 Caius. Caius, I'm going to voice a bit of anger, not really anger, frustration with the Frognar community. When you run only triples of Caius and Ryza, it's not considered a Monarch deck. Like, it's just the Monarch. You're running only 2 of the Monarchs. I mean, now that the Mega Monarchs are coming out, I love that they're making Mega Monarchs because they're cool and they're kind of a cool concept just in general. But anyway, back to the card at hand. Caius, very good. You play him, you banish 1 card. If it was a dark, you burn them for 1,000. 2,400. Decent little beat stick. You can overlay him into, you run a plethora of just 6s in the extra deck. We'll get to those later.
Other fun interaction with Caius is that if your opponent has less than 1,000 life, you can have him banish himself to burn them for game.
Yes, that's almost more satisfying than cowboying them for game.
It's infinitely more satisfying.
2 Ryza. He's my favorite Monarch because he's just cool and his effect is fun. Because you tribute for him, select 1 card on the field and spin it to the owner's top of the owner's deck.
Hey, Mr. Joe Kerr,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Cobb.
Do you feel that? Oh wait, hold on. I gotta do the microphone.
Do you feel that Ryza or Caius is better?
That's really more of a point of preference. Like, they're both very good cards. Both help out with different situations. It really depends on what your opponent's doing at the time. If your opponent has less than 3 cards in hand, 3 or less, Ryza is the better choice because that makes their hand infinitely more dead. Unless those 3 cards are the 3 exact combo pieces they need to OTK you next turn.
Or Exodia. The 3 pieces of Exodia.
The new 3 pieces. Coming in this year's Gold Series.
His head, his left ring finger, and then his right foot.
And that's all you need, and then you win the game.
You now possess Dracula's rib.
What?
It's from Castlevania 2.
Oh. But yeah, in that situation, Ryza is better. If not, if he's got something out that you can't deal with, Caius is the better answer because it's just poof, it's dead now.
Gone for Evers.
Hey, Mr. Joe Kerr, I have another follow-up question.
Yes, Mr.
Why don't you run 3 of the Monarchs?
Because, like I said, they're both good in different simulations or situations. Simulations. They're both better in different situations. Having 2 gets you that equal chance of just drawing into them, where 3 is just a little bit of overkill, one way or the other. When I originally built this deck, I was running 3 Caius and 2 Ryza. I felt I was drawing into Caius too much, and he was clogging hand if I wasn't getting the Frog Engine that I needed.
Clogging hand is slapping ass. Now, why don't you run Dark Dust Spirit?
That was more of a choice, either Jinzo or Dark Duck Spirit. I do side deck him, just because he's a very good card to have on tap, just in case you run into a deck that isn't as trap heavy, say like Chaos Dragons or
F me.
yes, Chaos Dragons or what was the other deck I faced the other night that had no traps?
Dragons. Dragon Rulers.
Yeah, Dragon Rulers.
Radix.
Heretics.
Big Wiener.
That's
Post-brand waffle cereal.
Those aren't decks. This is a post-brand waffle cereal deck. But yeah, he's just better for those monster-heavy decks that you can't deal with. You can't really stop their traps because they don't have any.
Oh, Mermails.
Oh yeah. Other than Bisphere, but then again, you can stop that with this next card,
Yeah.
which also I'm gonna run a pretty fun situation for you. This next card is Mega Mobius.
Oh, shit!
One of the new Mega Monarchs. Very cool effect. He's the first, that's not me, but usable Monarch. Grandmark was very underwhelming.
Hey,
starting
Mr.
off.
Joe Kerr, did you know that they just posted a thing today that all the secrets are illegal now and you can only play ghosts?
What?
Yeah, they just posted it on Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. That means it's totally legit.
Did Kevin post it?
Yeah. He slapped his dick on the keyboard and that's the article that came out.
Kevin?
I have to touch you!
Jeffrey! Come on, Jeffrey. But Mega Mobius. Okay, so he's very good because, like I said with Sea Lancer, his effect says that if you tribute a tribute summoned monster for him, his cost is only 1 tribute. Now, if you tributed in either situation, even if you just did like Treeborn and a random other card to get him out, as long as you tribute a water,
Attribute summoned water.
or any water. As long as there's a water in the tributing.
His effect triggers when you tribute a water, but to tribute him for 1, you have to do it with a tribute summoned water.
Alright, so basically, when you tribute summon for him, you can select up to 3 cards your opponent, or 3 spell or trap cards that your opponent controls, kill him. Now, if you tribute a water monster for him, his effect kicks in that they cannot chain to that targeting. That's very good. Going up against a deck like Giria with their Giria armors, and I know Reckless Greed's a big thing now.
Thanks, Patrick Hoban.
Everybody loves.
Shout outs, Patrick Hoban. 2014. Sexiest man of the year.
But yeah, all those cards cannot chain. They just become dead. Go to the graveyard. 2800 beater.
Looks like someone wrapped a pound of ground beef in a tortilla.
Exactly. Overlay him. I run a 1.
I was talking about Patrick Hope.
Why you do this? Dolan, why you do this?
So what are you talking about, Felgrand? Where'd that shit come from?
Alright. Since these are 8s, you also have a few other 8s. I believe only 1 at the moment. But they're all Felgrand food. Felgrand's very good because he just... Well, we'll get to him later.
Other fun thing is that you contribute a dead Mobius for the second Mobius.
Yes, and Sea Lancer. Now, say you got a Sea Lancer out. You got... I'm just going to put these cards on them.
All the little dookies.
They peck off everything except for 1. They hit him one more time. That's dead. You get the effects of all this good shiz.
All that crap.
He's just kind of dead there, 1300. They couldn't kill him this turn because they're out of attacks or whatever. Tribute him, Mega Mobius effect, boom. Fun situation. This deck runs a lot of trolley cards like Creature Swap and Enemy Controller because the Treeborn plays. Say you're going up against Mermails. They think they're all big and mighty. Creature Swap. Tribute your Megalo from my Mobius. And then I kill your Abyssphere and you can't chain it. Ha ha.
Also, fun fact for the kids at home, do not play Creature Swap with a Draco Sack with 2 tokens. The salt will be very real.
Why don't you explain,
and you will deserve every second of it. What?
Why don't you explain to the nice folks at home why?
Because they'll just give you a token. Dumb shit. It's the dumbest play in the world. Don't fucking do it. Although, the fun thing that you can do, and I learned this when I was playing... back when I played Mecha Phantom Beasts, is that if you take someone's Draco Sack, even if it's temporarily, or if you do like an Electric Virus on it, or like you said, like Creature Swap, what you can do is if you take it, you can detach 2 materials, and then you can still use its pop effect, and all you do is just have it tribute itself and pop something, so that you don't have to give it back to them later.
Oh yeah, I forgot he can tribute himself.
Yes, he can.
Yes, I want to play with matches.
I'll do it.
Kids, play with matches.
They're good for you. Cool.
Yeah!
Where do I strike these?
Anywhere.
Hold on, kids. We're going to play with fire. Burn ourselves.
Now watch me struggle with this shade for 30 minutes.
Alright, take it easy.
Come on! Yeah, yeah. Brief intermission. It's now over. Alright, we got...
How'd you feel if I burned all your cards?
That'd be pretty sad.
Okay, continue.
Alright, so we got Every Frog's Best Friend, Light and Darkness Dragon. This is their win button. I only played 1. I know a lot of decks play 2 to 3. I think that's a bit of overkill.
I think 2 works, 3 is overkill.
Yeah, I like 1 just because I'm running a lot of other things that just can utilize a win. He is very good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is a bad card. I just feel that at 1, he's at the right amount, at least in this build. Very good card. For those of you that don't know, he negates just about anything. When he does, he loses 500?
Yes.
Yeah, 500. When he dies, you blow up all cards you control, which, since you don't run any back row, isn't a problem. You blow up maybe maybe one other monster. Usually he's the only thing out on your side of the field. You blow up everything and you get a monster back. Very good. You can get back that Jinzo that they saw in Morning, and they can't do anything about it because Silent Morning's at 1.
He's not an amazing card. The good thing about Light and Darkness Dragon primarily is that he's not meant to be a beat stick. He's just meant to waste resources.
Yeah, because your opponent has to make that decision. How am I going to deal with him right now? Am I going to try to MST him to death until he's low enough that I can just kill him? Or am I actually have to waste a valuable resource just so I can get around him? Because he does come out at 28, and that's pretty good. Alright, these are mostly hand traps. We got Gores, which is paired up with our Gigablade token.
He's so happy to be here.
Gores is very good. He can turn a game if it's not looking as good. Once again, this deck runs no traps, so there should be nothing on the field to stop his entrance. Once you take damage with only one monster on the field, you drop him, you get your token, fun ensues.
It's not fun.
2 effect failure, pretty basic. You drop this, you can stop an opponent's play. These are very good cards.
Those look familiar.
Yeah, I think I got them from some scrub bum.
I paid him in Patty's dollars.
In Kerr dollars. Good for any Kerr purchase.
They'll help me in my shanty town.
3
Located right outside Patty's Irish Pub.
Mixed Matched Rarities Battle Faders. Very, very good card in this deck. Your opponent tries to hit you hard after you bounce your Swap Frog to hand. You drop this. Next turn, if you have a 1 tribute monster in hand, which most of the time you do, tribute, you now have a Ryza, Caius, Jinzo, Sea Lancer, bullshit.
You can also summon it and attack and then creature swap it next turn.
Yes, that is also a lot of fun. When your opponent has a 0/0, and now you have their monster, whatever it may be.
You have their Dracocyte token.
You can crash! The best play!
I'm gonna waste your token. Alright, on to the spells. We got 2 creature swap. 3 is also acceptable. I just run 2 because I just ran out of room in this deck.
He's a fancy pony.
I'm a fancy pony.
He is.
You run 2. Very good card. You bring that Treeborn back in attack mode. You creature swap. You run over your own Treeborn. You get it right back, and you keep their monster. Very fun play. Very good play. Same thing with the Battlefield, like we were just saying. You run over and basically hit them for direct damage. 3 enemy controller. This card is abused in this deck. I'm gonna explain why.
Like an Asian hooker.
Wow. That's
In the Holocaust.
not again.
You like the jokes, folks? We got more. Subscribe. Clown Prince of Crap.
Clown Prince of
Sign up for Wayne Gretzky. No good son of a bus driver.
Alright. Okay, so this is why enemy controller is abused. Say you have 1 in hand. Treeborn Engrave. Standby phase rolls around, you get Treeborn back. You chain during the standby phase enemy controller. Tribute Treeborn. Grab opponent's monster, bring to your side of the field. Treeborn comes right back because it is still the standby phase and he is still a bastard. Now, say you have more than 1. Can I do it more than once? Yes, you can, because as long as you chain it during that standby phase, he will keep coming back with a vengeance, and you can keep taking your opponent's monsters for basically free.
The Dark Frog returns.
Our Lord and Savior, Treeborn. Yes, very good card. Very good play, very fun play. Not for your opponent, but for you, because you can sit there and laugh. Foolish Burial, just for those slow starts when you just want to pitch your Treeborn or a Rodent Totem to the grave.
It's foolish. It's secret, so you can send 2 creatures, right?
That's right, just like Hollow Lands, tap for 2.
Exactly.
Alright. So we got Dark Hole. Pretty standard.
What does that do?
Destroy all monsters on the field.
Why is that good?
Period.
Period?
Period.
Damn, does that mean it misses timing?
Yes. Dark Hole misses timing.
I'm a judge, I know this shit.
Alright, this is one of my favorite plays to do with this card.
You know what my favorite play is when I summon a monster and my opponent goes Solemn Warning and I go Chain Dark Hole to blow up my monster. So they can't have the satisfaction of warning it.
Dark Hole's counter. now.
That's a legal play. I'm a judge.
It's counter quick
I took
play.
the test on Konami.com.
One of my favorite plays to do, say you go second, and you don't have a lot in hand, you have like a dupe and Dark Hole. Let's just say those are the only two. Because you only drew 2 cards because you're dumb. Play dupe, they have their monster out, drop Dark Hole, dupe goes to grave, effect, grab, swap frog.
Keep in mind, folks at home, Dupe Frog can miss timing. So
Yes, he can.
be careful of that.
He doesn't in this situation though.
You know what caused him to miss timing? Fire!
You got 1 Book of Moon. Remember, magic
More
is
like
real.
more like Book of Jew.
Can't say that.
Flips the Jew's face down. Next card!
Slap the
Clown Prince of Cards. Clown Prince of Fish.
Book of Moon standard. Everyone knows what it does. Everyone should know. Very good card. 3 MST to finish off the main deck. Kills the back row.
Frogs!
Yes. Look at them and all their froggy hoppiness. I will be doing a duel shortly. Sea Lancer Frogs versus Blankety Blank. Not sure yet. Okay, so for extra deck, I do run a full extra deck for this deck.
What I learned in boating school is blankety, blankety, blank.
I do run a full extra deck. Not all of it is actually needed. I mean, it is. This deck can run on its own. You don't necessarily need this, but it does help a lot. It just helps push for game. Got 1 Armor Kappa. Pretty decent. Detach. He gains 1,000 attack or defense. That's during either player's battle phase. Also, at any point, you can do this effect once per duel, by the way. You can throw 1 card to the graveyard from your hand. Basically becomes a Waboku. None of your monsters can die and you take no battle damage. Pretty good. Very easy to make when your entire Frog engine, except for Treeborn, are 2s. 3 Gachi Gachi. Very good card. Turns your regular Monarchs into Mega Monarch stats. Turns your Mega Monarchs into Blue Eyes on Meth.
Star Eater.
Turns them into Star Eater.
Hey, Mr. Joker.
Yes,
you
sir.
play the Herald of Sacred Light?
No, I do not.
Why not? I like him. He's pretty.
I've seen him play a lot. I did run him for a very short time on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro version of this deck. I'm just not a fan. I like to play this deck a little bit more aggro. I find him to be... I don't know. You're kind of assuming that you're going to have a slow start. And I don't like assuming that in this deck. I like thinking that I'm going to have a good hand. I understand why people play him. It's just a preference that I do not.
But he's pretty.
You want to know what else?
I pulled him out of the prize pack. My grandma says he's cool.
Well, you know who else is pretty? Daigusto Phoenix. This card, very good in this deck. Detach early game, hit your opponent for 3,000. Because 15/15. He can target any wind monster, so that makes Ryza a target, can attack twice. Gaia the Dragon Charger becomes, the Thunder Charger can become a 2-hit with Piercing. Very nice. Just a very good card. Very easy to make. Once again, your entire engine is 2s.
The flames around him are actually salt. It's burning salt.
He's burning salt, and your opponent can just smell the salt.
It smells like burning matches.
Like Strike Anywhere matches. 1 number 96 Dark Mist. This card, I like it. Just that it's kind of bad because you can play around it very easily. I've seen every time I brought it out, somebody's Veilored it or Phoenix Chained it. Just bad luck on my part. It is a good card in some situations. You throw 3 materials on it. During either player's turn, you can detach. It gains the original attack of the monster attacking. But he has 100, so he'll be 100 stronger, and the opponent's monster will die. Very
And
good
then he
card.
keeps the attack permanently.
Yes, he's a permanent attack boost. Very good.
So by the time you get all 3 materials off him, he's probably going to be like
Game.
3,500.
Yeah, he's gonna be ready to wreck for game. 2 Gauntlet Launcher, very good card.
Card's stupid.
You're stupid.
Stupid good. That card's like I remember in my Chaos Dragon deck profile, I called this guy Xyz Dark Armed.
That's actually very accurate. Throw 2 regular Monarchs out. They've lived past their use. You can't really get around, say, for some ungodly reason your opponent's running a Spirit Reaper or something that just can't die from attacking it.
Or it's just bigger than you.
Or it's just bigger than you. You throw those 2 Monarchs together, throw this on top. He does not have a once per turn clause, so you detach and you kill a card. Or you kill a monster your opponent controls. You can do this multiple times, and then he can still attack. Very good. Run 2 because...
And then he becomes Gaia.
Yep, and then it becomes Gaia food. 1 Photon Strike Bouncer.
Ew.
I've yet to use him just because Gauntlet Launcher is my go-to 6. And like I said before, Extra Deck isn't used as often. I put him in here because his attack, or I mean his effect is... It's decent. I mean, he's not overpowered by any sense of the word. He's barely powered.
I think he fucking blows, honestly.
1 Gaia. Very good.
Very good at texting too.
You throw out one of these guys. Not Dark Mist. Throw out any of these guys. They live past their use. You throw a guy on top and you start wrecking some shit. Because that's what Gaia does. He wrecks shit.
Actually says that in his card text.
Yeah, his effect is kind of a mystery. He just kind of does whatever you want because all it says is detach 1, wreck shit.
Mm-hmm.
1 Divine Dragon Knight, Felrad.
Ew. The card's so annoying. It's fucking impossible to get rid of it.
So good. So, like I said before, any of the 8s in the deck can make this guy. You throw him on the field, he has a quick effect that you can detach target 1 monster on the field, including himself. It's effects negated, but it's unaffected by spell and trap cards. This
It's not affected by anything.
Oh, right, it's unaffected by any effect. He's just really good because you go in for a big play, say they flip Mirror Force, you detach, you target himself, he doesn't die. If he wasn't being attacking, you can still attack. He can lance himself. He is like a built-in forbidden everything. And he's just super good.
You can also use him to negate opponents' monster effects that you don't want going off.
That's also very true. Let me check something. No, you can't use that. Okay, Synchros, 1 Catastor, very good card. Can't kill it unless your opponent has a dark.
Actually, I want to bring back something for Divine Felgrant. I'm really glad they changed his original card text, because his original card text said target a face-up card, and now he just says monster. Because I remember back when he was first spoiled and put on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, I was playing against him, and someone used him and negated my Book of Moon using Felgrand.
They just targeted Book of Moon?
Because it was a face-up card.
Oh, good
and
God.
then negated it. This card used to be absurdly broken. Now he's just decently broken.
Right, so I like Justice Catastor. His Crash. You bring him out whenever you can't get over something. Once again, he's just one of those cards. You attack into something, as long as it's not dark, it blows it up. No damage onto you. Whatever. Your opponent needs to play around him, and that's what you need. Especially if you're playing slow right at the moment. Speaking of stall, HTS Svahemoth.
Sachaneth?
You throw him out there. You can either play him very aggressive and
He's
crash.
DD Warrior Lady.
Yeah. You can crash him. You can put him in defense and wait for opponents to run into him. When he does battle the monster, they both banish.
Varnish.
The end.
Buff. Wax.
And finally, we got Black Rose Dragon.
Beard.
Or as I affectionately call him, Kaboom. You throw him out, Synchro Summon, you tribute, dead. Everything dies. Nuke. Kaboom.
Kaboom.
That's my deck profile. Me and BM here are
That's not my
part of
name.
a team. BM2341. We've just become part of a new website. We're posting articles. One of my articles is on this deck. Check it out. It's yugioclub.com. Submit your decks. You get a 10% coupon for Ultra Reality Games.
Erg.
Yeah, erg. You get a 10% coupon for single card purchases. It's a really good deal. All you have to do for our website is go on there, submit a deck for us to review. A lot of advantages to that. You get some outside opinions on your deck, maybe some new tech cards you could try, side deck potential, and you get a 10% coupon to buy more cards.
And you get to slap the fish.
And you get to slap the fish. Very good deal. Go check it out. Like, rate, and subscribe. This is your favorite Crazier Than a Bag of Ferrets Yugi tuber, Clown Prince of Cards. See you next time.